सर क्या पढ़ रहे थे?
सर कॉल्यूसिव ओलिगोपोली हो गया, अब नॉन कॉल्यूसिव पढ़ना है।
नॉन कोल्यूसिव ओलिगोपोली जस्ट अपोजिट है किसका?
कॉल्यूसिव ओलिगोपोली का।
Just opposite of collusive oligopoly is non-collusive oligopoly. So there are many economists who contributed to non-collusive oligopoly price determination. Very popular is Kink demand. Kink demand approach of price determination under non-collusive oligopoly. Kink, K-I-N-K. Kink demand. K-I-N-K, Kink. Very interesting case is Kink demand approach. Kink demand approach is developed by Paul Swiggy. Paul Swiggy is awarded Nobel Prize in Economics. He says that intersection between demand and supply was rejected. An intersection between demand and demand we have seen DD dash intersect capital DD dash intersect DD dash. Chamberlain. So intersection between demand and supply you have seen under perfect competition. Under perfect competition, everywhere demand and supply intersect each other. An equilibrium price is determined. Now, Paul Swiggy said that there is no need of supply curve. There is no need of MR is equal to MC rule. And oligopoly firm will be in equilibrium. How could it be possible? It is possible by Kink point. It is possible by Kink demand. What is Kink demand? Kink demand is the result of intersection between Colgate demand curve and Pepsodent demand. Taking two form analysis for oligopoly. Demand curve of Pepsodent is different, and demand curve of Colgate is different. But on one diagram, there will be intersection between two demand curves. That intersection point will be retained as Kink point. That intersection point will determine price on y-axis and determine output under x-axis.
Sir, there is a doubt. Sir, the intersection between two demand curves will be for a single firm or for the industry as a whole?
It is a collective. Industry term is perfect competition term. We are large number of firms. Out of that, we take few firms under oligopoly.
Hmm.
The intersection between all demand curves, that will be more complex. So we will use two firm and then apply to all.
Yes, sir.
Under oligopoly, always analysis is by two firms,
Hmm.
not 3, 4, 5.
Yes, sir.
Only two firms. Because duopoly is the starting point of oligopoly. Duopoly is the limit of
Limit of
oligopoly.
oligopoly market.
Oligopoly is always explained by two firms. So Colgate and Pepsodent, two firms are taken, for example. Then there may be a demand curve of Colgate. There may be a demand curve of Pepsodent. And law of demand applies, had the price lower the demand, lower the price higher. What happens when two demand curves are on one diagram? There will be intersection.
Intersection.
So this is the starting point of the Kink demand. We are reading non-collusive oligopoly Kink demand approach of Paul Swigi. Write down. Kink demand theory of Kink demand theory of price determination. Kink demand theory of price determination under non-collusive oligopoly with product differentiation. Now you find out that if you are going for a small packet of 100 gram, then Pepsodent is 8 rupees and Colgate is 10 rupees. What buyers will do?
Go for Pepsodent.
Go for Pepsodent. It means this will be rejected.
Yes, sir.
Rejected by buyer. And buyers who are having a multi-story building, they want more toothpaste for more members of the family. They will go for 1,000 gram toothpaste. Then Colgate will be at 6 and Pepsodent will be at 7.
So buyer will go for Colgate.
Buyers will prefer
Colgate.
Colgate. Then in larger size case, Pepsodent is rejected.
Yes, sir.
It means what is left out? This portion
This person.
and this portion. And this is rejected.
Yes.
This is
Rejected.
rejected. So this point is known as kink. This intersection point is kink. Say K point. So we will find out that under non-collusive oligopoly, there is emergence of kinked demand curve by intersection between differentiated product. Demand curve. The demand product of Colgate, toothpaste, and Pepsodent toothpaste. Paul Swayze rejected MR is equal to MC rule. And determined equilibrium price at King point K and on x-axis output is determined. At King point K, on y-axis. On y-axis and on x-axis output is determined. So just we all know that this portion is already rejected
Yes, sir.
and this portion is already
Rejected.
rejected. That will be invisible now after rejection. But from this point, you drop, this is output. And from this point, drop on y-axis, this is price. This is price, this is output. Rejected portion either. एक बार देंगे, बाद में अब नहीं देंगे। This has brought revolution in price determination. So simple. Only with the help of two demand curve of two differentiated product and intersection, Kink point is arrived, and from Kink point a perpendicular to y-axis give us equilibrium price. Perpendicular to x-axis give us output. Clear hai?
Sir, the King demand theory doesn't give any information about supernormal profit, entry of the firms, exit of the firms.
I have said that two firms are the starting point.
No.
Firms entry,
Mhm.
firms entry will be at intersection point. Its demand curve must intersect that point.
Mhm. Sir, what about supernormal profit in non-collusive oligopoly?
Supernormal profit and normal profit will be determined just now.
Oh.
Here we have equilibrium price.
Mhm. Okay, sir.
Concentrate. Equilibrium price is the first thing. Thereafter, many things will be added just now.
Okay, sir.
What is important point that this is a revolution in price theory. That without any supply curve, without MR equal to MC rule, we get a point from where we get a price and output. This is the first important thing, that how price is determined and what output will be produced in the market, what output will be in the market required. So this is intersection.
Yes, sir.
Between. Look here, we have seen intersection of two demand curve. But we all know that demand curve is AR curve. Demand curve, suppose this is demand curve for a firm. This will be MR of a firm. And suppose this is Colgate. Again, this is Pepsodent. Now we have taken two demand curve. Suppose this is DA and this is DB. Then this is intersection point. This will be rejected. But there, what is about the MR curve? MR curve will be drawn here, and one MR curve will be drawn here. This will not intersect. Demand curve will intersect. And as demand curve intersect, so this is K, this is A point, and this is B point. And this is B point. And from A, if we drop a line for output, output is OM. So this is a gap. MR curve is discontinuous because there will not be intersection between MR. Some portion of MR of one form and some portion of MR of another form. And beyond A rejected and above B rejected. Upper portion will be and lower portion. And MR as demand curve rejected, along with its MR curve is also rejected. As we reject demand curve, its corresponding portion of MR will be automatically rejected because that is derived from demand curve. Very interesting that demand curve will be kink, but MR curve will be discontinuous. And hence there is a gap in MR curve. It is found that demand curve portion is rejected. And automatically corresponding MR line is also vanished. And we have discontinuous MR line of Colgate and Pepsodent. With kink demand. ये कंटिन्यूअस रहेगा विथ किंक डिमांड Sure. As shown in diagram. तो पहले आप डिमांड कर्व, किंग डिमांड कर्व खींचना सीखिए।
हम्म,
जब आप सीख गए कि डिमांड कर्व किंग कैसे खिंचाता है, तब आप मन में डालिए कि भाई हर डिमांड कर्व का नीचे होता है एमआर। जितना पोर्शन डिमांड कर्व का रखेंगे
हम्म,
उतना पोर्शन एमआर का रखेंगे, और जो पोर्शन डिमांड कर्व का रिजेक्ट कर देंगे,
हम्म.
that will be rejected for MR also.
Sir, in the third graph, the perpendicular from K point towards x-axis will cross through point A and point B. Am I correct?
Our this K point falls to this.
Yes, sir. Hmm. Got it, sir.
This will remain gap,
Yes, sir.
but as output is determined, a line will pass through N and B.
Hmm.
What is the result? Number one, king demand. Number two, discontinuous
MR.
MR line, a gap. Shown by AB. Gap वो है जो shown by AB. What will happen? From K, if we drop a line, this is price. Equilibrium price, and this is king point. And what will happen? Look here. This will be selected portion. So this red line is the kink demand curve. MR line is also rejected automatically.
Yes, sir.
Above B rejected. below A rejected MR portion. Clear है?
Yes, sir.
When you know everything regarding the derivation, then you will accept that this is the case. Look here. Demand curve under oligopoly. Demand curve under oligopoly. And this point is known as kink. Kink point. And this is known as kink demand curve. And we know that this is MR. And from this point, parallel to this line, this MR is parallel to this portion. There is a gap. From this gap, several MC will pass. But there cannot be intersection between MC and MR because there is a discontinuous MR curve. There cannot be intersection between MR and MC curve. Paul Swiji, rejected MR is equal to MC rule or determination of Holmes equilibrium. MC is there only for information about the cost. This is called breakdown. Breakdown of MR is equal to MC rule under oligopoly with product differentiation. So we will write down name A and B and then connect it to this point. Output is OM. And then from K, connect price. Kink demand approach, Paul Swiji Kink demand theory or equilibrium of form under oligopoly. Oligopoly with product differentiation. Is it clear, Pushkar?
यस सर क्लियर है
Abhishek?
Yes, sir. Clear है, sir.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है सर ये
क्या?
एमसी कर्व वो ऊपर टच भी तो कर सकता है सर यदि कॉस्ट बढ़ गया तो
कहाँ टच करेगा?
वो ए पॉइंट पे जो एमआर कर्व है
और ये पॉइंट आपको नजर आ रहा है कि कॉस्ट जो है कितना आप बढ़ाएंगे, ये जो प्लेस है वो फैल जाएगा। हनुमान जी के मुंह में घुस गई थी ना, हनुमान जी सुरसा के मुंह में घुसे थे, सुने हो कहानी?
यस सर।
तो ये वहां स्टेबल रहेगा तब ना।
हाँ हाँ हाँ
ये किससे निकला हुआ है? डिमांड से।
हाँ, D2 पेप्सोडेंट की डिमांड से सर।
तो अभी कैसे कर रहा है कि कार पर बैठा हुआ है और आगे जो है हॉर्स खींच रहा है कार। पेट्रोल नहीं डाला है कार में
यस सर।
और उसको हॉर्स राइडिंग में नहीं आता है।
समझ गया सर, समझ गया।
तो हॉर्स खींच रहा है आगे, कार पीछे पीछे खींचेगा। तो वो ऊपर नीचे कॉस्ट क्या होना, वो तुम्हारा कहना है कि छू देगा, यही दिमाग में आ रहा है ना?
यस सर।
छू देगा, दैट विल बी द हाईएस्ट कॉस्ट। और ये ओलिगोपोली में देयर इज नॉट वन फर्म,
यस सर, देयर आर 3 firms.
low cost firm will dominate, thinking that the high cost firm will be there. This is not a case. You have seen that even large and dominant firm cannot raise price very high. They follow MR equal to MC root to maximize profit in homogeneous case. Here, this is a product differentiation. Cost will be higher, then other firm will follow cost saving device. Electricity
Yes.
by solar energy. Cost will fall. There is a competition among firms under oligopoly. Products are differentiated.
समझ गया सर।
So this is one hypothetical case that we will have several marginal cost curve that will touch MR. And MR curve is A is not MR, it is discontinuous. Intersection will be only by in a continuous process. A point and B point both have gap. In the gap period, only marginal cost will be shown only for display.
Oh.
For intersection, you must require a continuous curve. As we have seen the demand curve, two continuous demand curve intersect and we get Kink point. So MR is equal to MC is not going to be found because of discontinuous MR curve. And MC curve will only show the position of different marginal cost condition under different cost curve. And as there is discontinuous MR curve, So there is no chance of any intersection, and intersection has no meaning here because Kink demand curve is already there. Price is determined by Kink demand. So focus will be intersection between two demand curve that is giving Kink point. MR curve will be discontinuous and there will be a large gap. In this gap, several marginal cost curve condition may be shown, but not MR is equal to MC point.
समझ गया सर.
MR is equal to MC point. Is it not there? Therefore, I have focused on discontinuous. Discontinuous MR curve.
Yes, sir.
MR is equal to MC rule is rejected. And equilibrium price is determined by Kink demand
King
curve.
point. King
That
point.
is the intersection between demand
demand.
curve.
Two differentiated products.
This is a quite a new approach. And gradually it caught the attention. A Nobel Prize is awarded. That in the present scenario, under discriminating product differentiation, low-cost firm will be dominating in the market. Because every firm has its own identity brand. And Colgate and Pepsodent, we have taken example that some portion of demand curve of A firm, some portion of demand curve of B firm will be rejected. And there will be derivation of a Kink demand curve with discontinuous MR curve. And between the discontinuity, there may be many marginal cost conditions showing of different times. Because marginal cost condition can vary. If fluctuating, it will show. But it is not the condition of price determination. Without, without marginal cost, price is determined by Kink point. We have started from that point.
समझ गया सर. Sir, here price determination is independent of MRMC rule.
Yeah.
That is determined by Kink itself. Okay, I got it.
And this is called breakdown of MRMC rule.
MRMC rule.
Most important point is here. Look, write down breakdown.
Yes, sir.
Breakdown of MRMC rule. Now you will be accustomed to draw. This will be parallel to downward. This will be parallel to this one. This will be of the first. This is Kink demand. And this is MR. And this is the gap. in this case, marginal cost and average cost may be there. नजर आ रहा है?
यस सर।
अब ये आपको एसीएमसी भी दिखाए।
यस सर।
क्लियर है?
यस सर।
इक्विलिब्रियम प्राइस कितना होगा?
ओपी
इक्विलिब्रियम प्राइस होगा ओपी। इक्विलिब्रियम आउटपुट होगा ओएम। दैट्स ऑल।
नमस्ते।